typical people, you know, the guy that breathes heavy in the mic and
Oh
the
yeah.
person that never turns their camera on. And I was looking and I was like, oh no, I'm bad lighting guy.
I thought of buying all of the like the R&D at the company I work for, like really nice headsets and mics, because it's awful. Like
Yeah,
people join with crappy mics and crappy, like you can't hear you, and then rah, 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 shouting.
yeah. I just got these headphones for Christmas. I'm joining the wireless world.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was just
Nice.
noticing that. Kind of
nice.
got a retro look to them from this
A little
angle. Like
bit.
they look white, but are they silver?
They're white.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, I
white.
like that.
They're supposed to be for the PlayStation, so they got to
Mm.
match with the new PS5
Oh,
giant
nice.
binder. I don't have one. There's no games available right now, but
Maybe in like a year,
yeah,
there's
right.
some nice console sellers.
I'm waiting for the next Horizon Zero Dawn. Then maybe I'll start considering getting a PS5.
My
Hmm.
Was the
son.
original one good?
Loved it. Loved
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. One of my favorite games. Yeah, it's as awesome as the new God of War game. Or I guess that shit's old now, but the newest of the God of War games.
It's still really good.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's funny. We have a PS4 at home, and we originally bought it for the girls. And usually when you say I'm going to buy it for the girls, you usually mean that you're going to play the PlayStation and they can play a bit. In our case, it was for the girls. They actually played it, and I never had it. I never have a game, a single game on that yet. I just have so little time for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're getting too old for our own games, right?
Yeah.
That's
I keep
sad.
coming back to this one.
Yeah,
Original video game complete. Right? I try to find D&D replicated, but nobody can do it.
no,
That's why I
nobody can do
started
it.
playing tabletop role playing. Is I was frustrated with the modern RPGs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. I get it. Um, yeah, I
Just wanted
completely
to
get
be
it.
on my toes.
I just told the guys that I started playing Dragon Age Origin. So far, it's kind of nice. Um, but yeah, every time you have like a course of action, you really want that fourth and fifth, like in sixth. But I want to do that. I don't want to do this. Come on.
I'm
Uh,
like the total opposite. When I want video games, I want them to be like a story that I participate in. I really like the Tomb Raider video games and the Uncharted and that sort of like the old school God of War games
right.
where you go in and you follow the story and it tells it to you and you get to participate in shit. I find like big open world games like Assassin's Creed and that kind of thing overwhelming.
Right. Yeah, my son is playing Red Dead Redemption right now. Every time
Yeah.
I go into his room, like he's kind of killing someone or fist fighting with someone or drinking at a bar. Like you're 15, why are you at the bar? Even if it's a virtual one, like what's going on? And he's no, it's fine, it's fine.
Like
No,
GTA
the
was.
next step is he'll do it in virtual reality. That's where it's headed.
This is what he asked for his birthday in a month. He wants
Quest 2.
Yeah.
no, he wants a VR or something like that. I told
Yeah.
him it's not gonna happen. Like if after COVID, if he just leaves the house, he gets confused. Like, where am I? What's going on? It's Dad. I can't find what. I can see you from the window. Just turn around and head back home. Keenan, are you here? I'm not sure because of the camera.
I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, so we could have basically continued. Good. So are we good? Can we start? You want to start?
I
I'm
will
ready to
start.
go.
Okay, good. So I actually prepared not a session, but like 5 sentences to kind of summarize what's going on or where we are right now. And let me get my narrator's voice. And then we can continue. I'm joking, but yeah. Okay, so Neverwinter, once a bastion of civilization and a stronghold of the Lord's Alliance, is now a shattered city, waking up from a nightmare. With the Far Realm portal closed, the threat of the Illithid invasion was removed, but the giants are still rampaging all across the land, unaffected by the mind-shattering wave that took the lives of so many of the Illithid thralls. With Harshnag dead, the giant uprising still in full force, and the looming threat of a draconic empire that is yet to be born, the heroes are at a crux of fate. This is where we start our session. And last time, the Nautiloid descended. It gave rise to a cloud of dust, and just as it was sending its tentacles down so you can climb and go up, you've seen someone, like a figure, dark clad, with a red bright sword of force emerging from the dust, and it was approaching you all. The dust lifts, and Galen steps into the ring, looking at you, Anderist, and he throws the sword at you and says, "I think it was your father's."
Right. Can I make a deck save, see if I catch it?
Yeah.
I totally feel like he would fumble this. Oh, 14.
So you grab it, and it is a strange looking weapon. So imagine your immovable rod, half the size, so something like this. The bottom is made of some sort of a crystal, and the crystal is engulfed in a network of weaving metal and stone. There is no blade. It's a force blade or something like that, almost like a sun sword, the magical. And as you hold it, you know immediately how to kind of open it and close it. So there's you have to think, and then the blade extracts and retracts. It is your father's. You identify the weapon, and then Galen immediately goes on one of the tentacles and climbs into the Nautiloid. He isn't even acknowledging you guys. Simply goes up.
Made him so grumpy. I'm frigging exhausted. We haven't rested yet, right?
We have not.
Yeah, we haven't rested yet.
Yeah, we need to find a safe place to rest. I don't feel like we're safe here in Neverwinter because there's a whole horde of people that were associated with my father that we have just thwarted, and they're gonna be pissed at us.
I think maybe we should try to head over to Waterdeep, or even maybe deeper east, just to get away from the current events.
Yeah, just like get away at least somewhere where we can hide the ship and rest.
Yeah.
Relatively safe.
How about to the forest? How about to the forest where we buried our treasure previously?
Sure.
That's good.
Down.
Okay, great. So as you board the Nautiloid, and Quarian, you kind of use the eye sockets to kind of navigate it back to the forest, you also notice something interesting. The storm clouds that were approaching from the west towards the Sword Coast are now receding, and like 5 minutes from the time you take off, you can actually see the effect. So the storm is heading to the west, getting far and far from the Sword Coast. Actually,
do I see? Can you remind me? Is it a storm of what? Remember, it was like a special clouds, right? It wasn't just
Right.
regular clouds.
Green energy.
Yes, the lightning was green, and there were boiling clouds swirling, deep color of gray.
And it started just before or just as the gate opened?
So just before, and once you've shut it down, you believe it's somehow related. You can see the clouds dissipating and receding.
Okay, so it is getting smaller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to rest. Like, I
Okay.
have nothing left.
No problem. So the Nautiloid quickly makes its way to the forest, and it hovers above the glade and the cave that you have hidden some of your treasure, and you descend and find yourself on the ground again, surrounded by trees. The place is peaceful, calm, and the cave opening is just before you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna the whole trip, which I imagine was quite short, but the
Yeah.
whole trip, Andrus would just be contemplating his father's sword. Whole position in life right now. Yeah, and then I'm gonna just kind of walk into the cave. He's leaning heavily on his walking stick.
Okay.
Who's carrying
Um,
Harshnag's head? Or do we have Harshnag's head?
Yeah, that's what.
He decided just to go with a body part, didn't he?
No, I took just the head, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to like push it outside of the Nautiloid into the cave. If you guys don't mind helping me
Roll
out with it.
down the
Yeah,
ramp.
let's roll it in. To...
Yeah, I want to put it inside the cave and maybe bury it over there in a place where I can keep it there safely.
Okay. So the statues of the elven maids that Galen made you all kind of board the ship and then move it are still surrounding the pit that you have dug and buried all your treasure. Then you covered it. As you go into the glade, you hear this sound of a bird in its nest. So and you can hear the rustle of wings and small bits of wood. It seems like a bird has built a nest on top of one of the elven maid's head. It's kind of peeking over, looking at you.
Totally ignore
Okay.
it.
We need to block this cave off. We can't just have bears sleeping in our booty.
Actually, I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Built-in
guess
guardian.
Yeah.
What we don't want is like a hunter stumbling across it.
We should probably hide it. Hide the entrance to make sure nobody stumbles upon it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna rest. You can do whatever the heck you want, but I need 8 hours straight. Like literally no spell slots, no spell points. Used my healing hands. Used all my sorcery. Used everything.
You don't happen to have your Earth Elemental available, right?
Nope. I used that too.
Damn. I could use it
Use
for
everything.
it's Earth Glide later on.
Oh, thought you needed a massage.
Walk on his back.
Galen, come here. Massage this man to death. All right then. Yeah, I need to go to sleep as well.
Yeah, I think
Anybody
we'll take a rest.
good enough to take a watch?
Yeah, I'll take a watch. I'll take some watch.
There's also Kodiak or Pegasus.
How long does that? Do they stay?
I'm pretty sure they stay, but I'm gonna double check right now.
Yeah, that would be great. 'Cause they're smart enough to keep watch and warn us and wake us up. Like they're highly intelligent.
It disappears when it drops a hero 0 hit points or dismissed.
Oh, so it's permanent. Yeah. There you go. Everyone can take a break.
All right, sure.
They can even understand language. They just can't speak it.
Amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, you all tuck in for a good rest, well-deserved one, I presume. Yeah, anyone is building a fire, cooking something, or is it simply kind of at the bottom of the pit, like
I'm building a fireball.
building a fireball? Okay.
I maybe I'm not spending time doing it, but I did take a look around to see if I could find a way to hide at the entrance to this place.
Sure. So first you can obviously kind of put some bushes or collect some rocks, etc. And you have enough firepower, spell power to move heavy rocks and even trees. So that's a non-issue for adventurers of your stature.
Yeah, I assume we could probably use the ship if we needed to. It's got those big tentacles.
Yeah, we want to camouflage the entrance of the cave. Let's stick a ship just in front of it, and
We
then
use the ship to move things.
yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Ship needs to sleep.
Yeah. Okay.
Our treasure is buried in that cave, right? We don't
Yes.
have really access to it.
Oh,
Okay,
you
Anders,
can-
I'm going to go over to you after you've rested a bit. I'm going to ask you for some help with the Earth Elemental. I'm going to need some stuff from the treasure down there.
It'll have to wait until tomorrow.
No problem. I can
And he
I can
rolls
wait.
back over and goes to sleep. Until he tells me I can hit this long rest button. Anders is like the least useful adventure you've ever met. He's
Meat-
level 14 and has 48 hit points. Like, come on.
A meat bag, like the definition of a meat bag.
Yeah. At the moment, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you all rest. Like 8-9 hours of sleep. Nothing disturbs you. You wake up looking at the elven maids still around you, kind of disoriented for a bit, but then you can kind of remember what happened through the last, harrowing days, and you're fully awake.
Yay.
Okay.
All right. Now what do you need?
I need the Earth Elemental to first help me bury Harshnag's head
Okay.
with the Earth Light. And second, if you can check the treasure down there, if you can maybe find a diamond.
Oh, yeah, that
Very-
shouldn't be a problem. Do we want to keep a portion of Harshnag? Like a tooth?
Yeah, I think I'll take some hair. I think some hair is enough, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you use the correct spell, it kind of grows missing limbs, etc.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I will summon the elemental and command it to deposit the head with the treasure and see if it can retrieve a diamond from below.
Okay.
Or all the diamonds from below? If it
Let's
finds
see
lost?
what exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to see what I need.
What's it for?
Resurrection.
Oh, you can cast it?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's a bar spell.
Really? That seems like a weird bard spell.
Bars have like pretty much awesome spells. Like they got really good spells.
What college are you? I totally forgot. What college is?
Lore.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I need if you can find like a very serious diamond, then it would be great. I need a diamond that's worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
The biggest one he can find.
Yep.
If he finds more than one, bring them all.
Okay.
Sure.
So your Earth Hulk burrows down and his hand snaps up and holding like this heart-shaped sized diamond that you
Dang.
probably lifted off from the dragon's hoard, and it kind of brings it to you.
Can I make a? I mean, I don't know much about it, but I mean, I'm a noble. I've been around jewelry and stuff before. Can I make some sort of check to see if I can estimate a value?
Yeah, sure.
What would it be? History?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
18.
Okay. So you do believe that this diamond was once a part of a three pieces of jewelry that belonged to an ancient elven king that once ruled this territory, and probably the dragon kind of wrested the diamonds and gems from the crown or scepter or amulet or whatnot, and you can still see the marks. And inside the diamond there are elven runes hovering in the midst of it. Whoops. And they spell out a name, Veldner. So it was probably the name. Yes.
I'm gonna, before we use this for that purpose and destroy it, I'm gonna rituals cast detect magic on it.
Okay. So you cast detect magic. The gem is the diamond is not magical. Yeah.
And I'm guessing at least worth 1,000 gold.
Yeah. At least.
There you go.
Does the name Veldner tell us anything?
So there was a dynasty of elven rulers in this place, but it was a long time ago. The name maybe belonged to the royalty of this dynasty. I'm not sure if it was a son, a cousin. Definitely not the king itself.
Okay. Are you guys okay if I use that to revive our friend?
Matter to me.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we could ask the what was not an ent. There was some sort of
We were gonna go to the asylum
Oakenstead.
as well. Remember we got the priest of that runs the asylum owes us big time, so we were.
if this doesn't work, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're worried about some sort of elven nature's wrath type situation, maybe you can ask Oakenstand about it, and he can tell you.
Worried about it. I think it's just a diamond.
Yeah.
I also would like to say that I don't think we should be resurrecting him. I've made this point a couple of times.
It's a true resurrection. It's not raising him from the dead. He's not gonna be a zombie. He's gonna be alive. Oh, right. You're just scared because you killed him, right? Dark side. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm not
So-
scared. He has information that if falls into the wrong hands, it's gonna ruin the world.
So protect him.
Did Harshnag look you in the eyes when you killed him?
It was
you look
a
Harshnag
bit
in the
dramatic. Oh yeah. I
Well,
stood there. I
would
saw.
be afraid then. Perhaps if we're gonna do this, Orgar shouldn't be here.
Quarian just nods and just ignores Forgar for that conversation.
Yeah, like you may want to, go make yourself scarce. I think if Harshnag comes
Fine.
to, there's not much we're gonna be able to do to stop. That's short of killing him again. Which
Whatever.
Yes,
And I'm gonna
super.
leave the cave and go wander around in the woods for a bit.
How long does it take to cast the spell?
Okay. Resurrection. 1 hour.
Oh, you got time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting to work on it then.
Okay, so you start casting the spell with the diamond held in your hand. The words of the spell ringing in your mind, and you vocalize them. You all feel the wind, some sort of a wind builds up in the cave, and then strings of energy emerged from all kinds of weird areas in the cave. It can be the head of the elven maid. It can be a corner of a stone. It can be just from up above the stone dome that covers this room, and then strings of energy pour into the diamond, and from the diamond into whatever piece of Harshnag that you kind of hold, if it's the head or the tooth or something like that. And then the string starts to river, and you feel some resistance. as if Harshnag is incapable or he doesn't want to return. And you, Quarian, get this vision in your head of a large snowy mountain, and there's this there are mighty columns of ice built into this mountain and a huge door that seems like only giants can open or close it. And there are, you think you can see some figures move around that door. And then the vision shifts, and you can see the 4 elven maids that are dancing, but they're alive. They're dancing around you, and they're alive. And then one of them kind of pulls a bird from its hair, and she takes the bird and blow on it, and the bird kind of flies to your face, and then you wake up from this vision, realizing that the spell has ended and the giant is not in the room.
Damn it! Quarian is starting to curse and swear like crazy, kicking things, and then he's looking at the bird that's in the nest. Is there any resemblance?
So you look at the bird, and it looks at you, and then it kind of shakes its head, and you can see that there's something wrapped around its head.
I raise my hand to let it come to me, asking it to come to me.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. So it kind of jumps over you, and it looks at you, moving its head like this, to kind of watch you from both of our eyes. And you notice that there is a piece of parchment or paper rolled up against its leg, binded with a golden ring. So something is kind of...
Can I take it? Can I take that ring and parchment? Will it let me?
Yeah, when you kind of reach out, it doesn't budge.
Okay. Then I'll take it.
Where's your wife?
My wife, she went with the others in Tarim. They're trying to solve this situation by speaking to a dragon.
Okay.
So I take the ring and I inspect it a bit, and then I read the note.
Okay. So the note isn't actually a note. Let me see if I can actually find...
Go outside and whistle for Forgar.
What?
I'm just gonna go fetch Forgar.
Okay. Sure. You...
Come back.
Let me see if I can share something with you. Yeah, I probably can. Can I? You find a map. So it's a very small one. And it's... I think we have it on Roll20, right? But never mind. Let's not waste time on that. So it is showing this area between what's called between the spine of the world to the south and what is called the Raghead Glacier at the north. And on the border of these two landmarks, there is a red X marking a place called the Eye of the Allfather. And you believe this is a map to some location.
That's where Harshnag was wanted to go. This is what he was looking for, right? Isn't this what he wanted to go to the prophet for? To the you guys remember?
Yep. To talk to the prophet. He was gonna go there, but he never made it. So I guess maybe we can take his head there and maybe even perform this ritual again there. We need to.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I remember now.
Looking at the ring, you do see that it is made by dwarves. There is like a stamp on it, like it's tiny masterwork, really fine made. But it is definitely something made by dwarves.
Okay. Anderest, do you have a few minutes to identify something? I also tried to see if there's like any markings on it, anything written in Dwarven on it,
Yeah, me too.
Dwarvish.
Yeah, sure. So roll investigate.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm terrible at that.
Oh wait, you wrote? Sorry.
Yeah, but we both did, right?
I'm terrible at it too.
Well,
So go for it.
I got a 2.
I got double that.
Nice.
Okay, so
I'll just skip the magic part of it and just ritual cast identify on the ring.
Okay. It does contain a bit of magic, so it could kind of adjust itself to the bird's feet. You do identify it as something made by a clan of dwarf, and this is according to the symbol embedded on it and the type of magic, but you identify it as belonging to clan Silverbrand. And these are fine jewelry makers in the city of Mirabar.
Where's Mirabar? Really far away.
the Sea of Mirabar?
Yeah.
The city of Mirabar.
City of Mirabar.
I remember hearing that it was far from here. Yeah. Yes. Last time we played.
Would it be too far for Xenotoloid?
I
No,
don't think
of
so.
course not.
Like anything's too far for the Nautilus.
Okay.
Only maybe a different dimension or something.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So we just try to understand what the information that we got here.
So somebody possibly from Mirabar is trying to tell us to go to the Prophet, and they know
Yeah.
where our horde is.
So you remember that when Harshnag and you last met, he told you that a map to this temple that is sacred to giants can be located at Mirabar. He deposited it in the vaults of some dwarven family, and he told you, "I'm going there. You join me once you finish your business
Okay.
elsewhere." And
To
then
to,
you
to
kind
look
of
for the map, right?
yeah, and then you took the detour to Neverwinter. So, and you know that Harshnag was caught on his way back from Mirabar by Zentarim agents. So, it's plausible to say that he kind of found a way to relay the information.
We have a
Right,
little
so-
friend in Mirabar.
Yeah, Mirabar is up just south of the spine of the worlds.
I wonder who this is.
And so
Okay.
you said that the X on the map is where?
It's north of Mirabar, but beneath the Reghead Glacier.
Oh, so I guess we can pass by there anyways.
In the spine of the world.
Yeah, it's in the mountains.
Far to the north. Where are we right now?
Okay.
Winter?
It's like, if I'm reading the map correctly, it's like 200 miles from where you are right now, which is in the Neverwinter Woods.
Yeah, 200, 240. Just to get to Mirabar.
Yeah.
As the crow flies, yeah.
All right. Sounds promising. So Quarian is going to try to. Well, we already buried Harshnag's head. I'm going to raise a small. How do you say that? Forgot the name. A small grave, a stone for the grave.
Tombstone?
A tombstone. Yes.
Okay.
We still have the hair, or did it get eaten up in the failed resurrection spell?
I'm not sure. Oh no, it must have stayed. It doesn't. It's not something that gets consumed or anything.
Good. So let's leave the head here, please.
I'm just gonna bury it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still buried, and it'll be buried deep.
Sure, as deep as your elemental can put him.
Oh, I can perform a ceremony on it actually, so it isn't resurrected as undead.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's good. Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I won't be
and-
able to retrieve the head until tomorrow.
So it can be resurrected like that for the next 7 days. To become an undead, anyways.
How long does your ceremony take?
Another hour.
So to do that, it would take us another 2 days because my elemental is only around for an hour. So I'd have to wait till tomorrow, bring it back up. But by the time you finish your ritual, my elemental will be gone. You'd have to wait till the next day,
Yeah.
and I could do it again.
Hey, maybe we can bury it and then I can do the ritual. But that there's no specific.
Maybe we just don't resurrect them.
We're not trying to. We're trying to prevent someone from bringing back zombie Harshnag.
We need to find like a secret base.
So, while they're what I was hoping to do is while we were casting Resurrect, I was gonna ritual cast Identify on the sword.
Okay.
Get as much information as I can on it. And is it an item I can put in? Is it in D&D Beyond?
I think you should simply treat it as like a sun sword. I think that's.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. So it's not something I can use. Let me just look it up. Sunblade, I think.
Sunblade or something like that. Yeah.
Sunblade, yeah, long sword.
Okay.
Yeah. So, instead of kind of radiant damage, it does like lightning or force damage or something like that. And yeah. So we should choose.
Rook
What?
use?
What?
What kind of a sword do you use?
Two-hander.
You have a greatsword?
Mm-hmm.
And now Foreguard does as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Big long swords.
It's
And
a
if
long
yours
sword,
magic
right?
sword?
2 of them.
It's a short or a long. Like if you have proficiency with short or long swords.
I mean, wait. Are you trying to see if I could use the sword? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe. I mean, besides this two-hander that I have just a regular hammer. I haven't been using a shield lately.
Short sword, I'll think
There's no
about
way
it.
a paladin can use a short sword. But maybe Galen. That's a finesse weapon. I wonder
Yeah.
if you can make use of that.
By the way, does Galen seem okay to me? Okay to us now? I mean, after.
How pale is Galen? How broody is he?
So
I've seen distant before.
so when you kind of approach him, he's looking at you, and he just smiles in a way that you haven't seen him smile for a while. And he kind of he's brooding most of the time. He isn't really talking to anyone. He holds his hands like this.
Do I notice any signs of like disease or some weird corruption?
How do you try to ascertain that?
I invoke my paladin powers. It's more. I think I just want to look at him in terms of health.
So you don't think there is something hellish in him? Maybe the other way around. So is he looks empty, hollow to some extent, and he kind of refuses to talk about it. Simply kind of wave your concerns and says, "I'm fine."
All right, I'm gonna cast cleansing touch, and it removes any magical spell. It removes one magical spell. From one willing creature. So yeah, my hand glows. I'm curious, does my hand glow a sickly green color, or does it glow a more like nicer color?
Probably the sickly one.
Gotcha. So it just like excretes slime that I just place upon him.
So, no, you simply kind of your hand, kind of your nails become black as you touch him, and there is like this glint in his eyes as you touch him and cast the spell, but nothing happens.
And then I'll cast let's try everything. Let's try all the medicine. Lesser restoration.
At some point, he kind of looks at you and says, "Enough."
All right. Well, if you want to talk, I'm here.
I come over to him and ask him if he still has that coin. We're still going to exchange that for your soul, you know.
Yeah, he produces it.
Okay. Don't worry, we're going back there. We're going to find that demon. There you go. I'll let him be.
The magic of the sword, is it in the gem, or is it the whole thing? Like if I disassemble it, will it lose its power?
So the gem is the thing that produces the blade. So if you want to kind of unlock the gem, then construct something of your own, this is definitely possible.
Because I'm not proficient in any swords, but I am proficient in spear. So I'm wondering if I somehow attach it to the top of my immovable rod. You know, I've got the orc's little orc skull on it now. But if I can somehow attach it to the top of that,
Yeah,
then it can function like a spear.
sounds interesting enough to allow it. Yeah.
Cool. That is, unless, because I will still probably only ever use this like in really extreme circumstances. I will offer it to either of you two.
What does it do?
Or for your Aquarian, if you want it.
I almost never use my sword.
Yeah, no.
It's more for.
It's a +2 longsword that does an extra D8 radiant damage or extra D8 lightning damage to undead.
A +2 longsword.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I can until I mean I'd love for you to have it as a spear if you need it. But until then I can use it as I can put my shield on and have a +2 sword.
Yeah, if you want it, you can use it. It is, if it's better than what you've got already, I mean, it'll do more for us as a team in your hands. And it's not like I have any special emotional attachment to it. Trying to kill me with it.
All right. I don't think I actually. If I want to equip the shield, I'll have it. But until you can find a better use for it, I'll just hold on to it then.
Okay, so you take the sword?
Sure.
For now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Anything else? Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm good to go, I guess. I'm eager to go meet this oracle.
The oracle or the?
Figure out what my next step is, where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to do.
I think that the Temple of the Old Father is actually where we find the solution, not the oracle, right? Or was that the oracle over there?
The oracle, who should be like all-knowing entity that
Okay.
can be asked questions and provide answers. This is like what Harshnag told you about the temple.
Okay. I'm going to give a bit of feed to the bird, something to eat,
Yep.
and say thank you to it. And right before we leave, I think that's it. I'm ready to go. Wouldn't mind resting another day, but that seems a bit useless.
Well, it wouldn't, in that Rookri just used a bunch of his magic.
Oh. I don't mind resting another day because I use my strongest spell today.
Yeah.
I only use cleansing touch. I have 4 of those. So based on my charisma modifier, so I'm good.
Yeah, we've also got our bard doesn't have their most powerful spell slot, and you can prepare something different, right?
Sure.
Tomorrow. And not to mention, like, just from like a role-playing perspective, we're probably really tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been on the move non-stop for a long time. Having a day probably.
I haven't used the bathroom yet.
You have had to pee for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I have an infection.
Yeah, UTI is serious. Can't you just lay on hands?
Oh yeah, that's perfect. Paladin fixes everything immediately.
Yeah, Rookri's gonna go and lay on hands.
I have an aura. I have an antibacterial aura, like an anti-COVID aura on my paladin.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's give it another day.
yeah.
So take another day. Okay, cool.
Does Forgar still have that? Your sword is still a Holy Avenger?
Yeah.
It is.
Does
yeah.
it still talk to you?
I don't know. Does it still talk to me?
The only thing it said to you before or after you lopped off Harshnag's head is that it will break only when the Arcosian Empire will break.
Ooh. Your sword, man.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
It's
a lot
pretty
of light
neat.
shit, but it's pretty cool.
Whatever.
Okay, so anybody needs to prepare anything before we hit the road? Anybody needs to use the bathroom?
I want to use my
Because we're not
lightsaber or
turning
something.
Nautiloid around. So we go.
Okay.
Okay.
How long will it take to get to Mirabar from wherever we are? Via Nautiloid.
So the Nautiloid can cover like a huge amount of area in a day. So to Mirabar, it's probably that. I'm assuming that you won't want to kind of land in Mirabar with the Nautiloid. So you probably want to kind of land in the mountains or somewhere close and then head by foot. Or you can simply hop over straight to the mountain. So what's the plan?
Yeah, so in Mirabar, was there somebody there that we needed to speak to?
No, I think the mirror bars was the library. I think that
The vault.
The what?
The vault.
The vault that the Harshnag was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which had the location of the temple, which we
already have now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We if we are interested, we could try to find somebody that sent us that letter. But I think we're more in a hurry to get to the prophet, right?
Yeah. I don't think. Is there anything we're forgetting? I mean, there's a lot of side quests along the way. Other than going total other direction, I don't think there was anything along the way that we needed to do.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I can't tell you. I can't say it. But you know.
Trying to remember.
I mean, was there anything that we wanted to do with the Tritons? After no, they were kind of wiped out, right, by the
celebrate their death.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to them, right? They're all dead. Okay, so that's no. I think I think
Let's
unless we
go.
want to
I say we
just
go to the temple.
unless we just want to head south and have a dough, make up adventure again.
We could head south and really quickly just go slay a demon and try and get a soul back.
Oh,
Just
Galen Soul.
Yeah.
It is a bit. He is scaring me a bit more.
Yeah, it was amusing for a while. Now it's getting creepy. And that's
You guys-
Andrus saying.
You guys want to flip a coin on it?
Andrus, who has used to have zombie bodyguards.
He still has
We
like
could just
another.
we could just slip out in the middle of the night while Galen is sleeping.
I don't think
Leave
he's
him
From
at
sleeping.
home.
behind.
Be back
think-
in a few minutes.
You think
Gone
Galen
to get
sleeps?
milk.
Yeah.
Daddy loves you. Bye.
No, let's go. Let's go somewhere because I'm.
Let's go to the temple of the All Father. Let's
Yeah.
Yeah.
go directly there.
Yeah, I want to see an oracle there. I'm gonna lay my hands on that oracle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Better just hands.
the Nautiloid's tentacles leave the ground. You all board it, and then it takes flight towards the spine of the world and the temple of the All Father, which concludes chapter 2.
Yeah, chapter 2 done. 15 chapters to go.
Of how many?
No, it's kind of it completely messed but 12 chapters, and on chapter 2 the end of it was the temple, so congrats. It was kind of a short detour of 60 sessions. So as the Nautiloid climbs and it kind of cruises to the spine of the world. So imagine that scene from Lord of the Rings when the group is kind of trying to pass through the mountains. It's snowy, it's a rocky terrain, there are no vegetation, it's freezing cold there. Every time someone wants to pee and you open the Nautiloid's kind of waste disposal hatch, it's kind of freezing your butts off. And you basically have to keep that altitude to keep things to keep things leveled at the area you want to reach it. And eventually your kind of crisscross through the land seeking the X on the map leads you to a ginormous mountain ridge that is separated from where you land by a giant chasm. How do you pronounce it? Chasm. Okay, amazing. And there is an icy bridge that leads to this enormous opening in the mountain that is covered by what appears to be like skeletal teeth, but in fact are actually ice columns. Inside of behind of these icy columns, there is nothing but darkness, and something bluish is glowing there. And taking kind of a second look, you see two massive doors that are built into the side of the mountain. This is the kind of the scene that unfolds at you, and as you descend from the Nautiloid, this freezing grasp of the weather kind of simply freezes you in place. So unless you have some sort of a protection, extra heavy clothes, or magic, this is going to make your life really miserable if you stay in this altitude, in this cold, exposed, basically.
I have a feeling that we have a few scrolls that were. Just a minute. No.
What's the concern?
My last note is from the Winter Cloak the White Dragon's horde. That we have 4 scrolls, 2 second and third level spell that we need to choose. I don't know if whoever chose.
You know what we can get? We could, if it didn't take that long to get here, we have a massive amount of gold. We can go to some big city, buy a bunch of magical items.
Mirabar
Well, or Mirabar, yeah, we can just.
or Luskin. If we really, I mean, Luskin's a good place to get illicit goods. So
Like
for what
cold resistance cloaks.
I think we'll be more likely to find gear in Luskin, but it'll cost us more.
Or we can just keep going.
We can spend it.
Because I don't have anything to protect us from the cold. If we start getting exhaustion, I
Yeah.
have this sunblade that I can.
stick up your ass.
We can
Yeah.
cast fireballs above us.
Like huddling around it. It's not giving off any heat.
Is it that cold that if we, when we've got, I assume no, do we still have gear from this when we were last up in Icewind Dale? I don't know. If we wrap our blankets around us, are we gonna, take exhaustion and or damage?
So, if you use your blankets, you'll probably be fine with regards to the cold, but you'll have a hard time kind of moving around, maneuvering, etc., which is fine. Some disadvantages might arise, but other than that,
Not a lot of items that would protect us from this, and to get, like what, 5 or 6 of them would be possibly difficult. I think we're talking like Boots of the North, Ring of Frost Resistance, or something like that.
Okay. Well.
Wait, like heavy clothes are not going to work? They're going to be the
heavy
same
clothes.
as blankets?
No, heavy clothes are going to work, but you'll have some trouble fighting with it or maneuvering with it. That's fine. Like everyone up like in Discord, and you have visited Icewind Dale, so you do know that people kind of wear like coats and heavy boots, etc., which is fine. But at this extreme altitude and cold, it will simply be like disadvantages on ability checks, etc. So if you want to fight covered with
Yeah.
Winterland.
Just a minute.
But I think like magic wise, you have clerics. So if I remember correctly, there are spells to kind of circumvent that, right? Like
No, we have
protection
paladins
from
here.
what?
Paladins.
Oh, clerics.
We're just much more limited. We only have paladin spells.
We basically need to endure something like endure elements, right?
Yeah, if I remember correctly.
I have protection from energy, but that's the last. Oh yeah, it lasts an hour, but it gives you resistance. It gives one person resistance to cold.
Yeah.
And it's
So we're just like, it's just flying right now while we're in the mountains, right? Like if we all just keep warm in the Nautiloid and fly through to wherever this map is, are we still gonna be like in extreme cold area when we get there?
So you are there already, so you can see the temple.
Oh, okay.
The problem is that you have to leave the Nautiloid to actually explore it. And you have a feeling that in this area it will be. It's not impossible, like you can do it, but it's not going to be pleasant.
Yeah.
The druid has it, by the way. It's a spell
yeah.
that the druid has.
Is there anything you can do for us there?
Let me check then.
Because I can see, like, after 70 sessions fighting dragons, monsters, elephant, kind of open the door. Ooh, it's so cold. No, we're getting back to town. Sit in front of the fireplace. That was too much.
We had 1 day of rest, and now we know what it's like.
Bunch of
I don't
chumps
wanna go
again.
The adventure life is over now.
That was so nice. We just
Ken, do you have this one?
Yeah, I'm checking right now. Endure elements.
I never thought this would be the end of the campaign. Like, no. I can't. It's too
From
cold.
Discovered having a sedentary life.
from some like, extra resource or something, because I can't find it on the website that I usually look up my spells.
I don't know. I just googled it. I don't know. So do we really want to go south?
What are you looking for? Druid spells that what?
Protect from elements.
It's
Mm,
not a cantrip.
I can only find absorb elements for the as only druid spell.
Endure elements. I can tell you what it says. And we can assume that you are. Okay, no, I don't have anything like endure elements. Is it in the player's handbook, or is it?
No, I think I'm reading about it. I think it's just somebody took like a spell from 3.5 and kind of ported it into 5. It's not in any of the books. It's just something that somebody else wrote.
So let me see. I seriously, I didn't think this would be a problem right now, but
Gotten smarter and more cautious is the problem.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absorb elements is a first level spell, but it's a reaction spell. It doesn't work.
Druids have so many spells.
Wait, what's going on? Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wizard spell. No. That won't work. Druid spells. Okay, now I'm looking at real stuff. Enhance, Gust of Will, List Restoration, Find Traps. Protection from energy. Come on.
What level is that?
Could
That's a
summon
third level spell. It's a touch the willing creature resistance, but that's only for one creature. Um,
Yeah,
phew,
there's nothing.
Yeah, I can't really find anything.
amazing.
I mean, short of summoning a fire elemental to walk around with us.
Yeah. But yeah, could
I'm
be
gonna
nice.
bundle myself up in a blanket and take a quick gander outside.
Yeah, it's amazing. Actually, there's
On
nothing.
a scale of
Yeah.
like winter to what we're suffering right now, how cold is it?
Yeah, no, it's not outer space cold.
Instantly.
It's
Real to Edmonton, where are we?
yeah. No, it's kind of
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's not like outer space cold. It's Canada cold when in winter's time. At night.
I'm good then.
What?
Oh my god.
I got scales.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean, maybe I could just walk around as an elf element, as a
You can
fire.
turn us into like probably like dire or ice wolves at this point. I don't know, or maybe the bard. Like we can probably turn into a bunch of us into animals.
I
If
can
we really wanted to
turn
resist.
one of you guys into it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think I have polymorph as well, so that's 2, and I can transform myself into something.
As,
this
but
will-
as long as we don't get.
I will take disadvantage on my ability checks if I have to. I'd rather not be polymorphed. Yeah, I will bundle up as well.
Let's just bundle up and get like dexterity to add disadvantages. I guess I don't know what we'll
Well,
get.
let's move quickly into the.
Only
into
Galen
the-
uses dexterity.
Once we get inside and out of the wind, it'll be very different.
Okay. So, you cover up with blankets and your clothes, and you rush out from the Nautiloid and start crossing this icy bridge. To the left and to the right, there are chasms like hundreds of feet down into basically darkness, like white darkness. Yes, like sleet storms and snow is basically everywhere. So the cliffs kind of greet you as you rush forward to avoid the cold. However, you do see that the causeway is kind of covered with a foot of snow, and you can see fresh tracks heading towards the mountainside. So someone was here, and not too long ago.
Can we identify what tracks are these?
Sure, someone roll a survival check.
Anybody good at survival?
I have a 0 to it.
Hmm.
Vorgar?
I got a 1 to it.
Just a minute, I check mine.
What about our druid?
Druid?
You
Yeah,
wise,
right?
wise man.
What are you rolling?
Survival.
I got a 3 for it.
I think my survival is. Oh, actually, my survival is pretty.
Barely hear you, Keenan.
Okay, I got a 15. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the druid kind of crouches down and stick his fingers into the tracks and sucks them. And you believe that something like between 8 to 10 humans passed through this area something like a couple of hours ago, maybe.
Interesting.
As you approach the domed entrance of to this, like, I can't call it a cave, like 4 dragons can fit into this opening. You can see
before
those.
we go ahead,
Yeah.
did you say your wife went with the Zentarum to speak to a dragon?
Yeah,
Did you say where?
she said up north.
Yeah, they
God
beat
damn
it.
I think
They
she's
came with a
inside.
ship though.
There's a dragon here. They can teleport too, right? Like the Zentarum have powerful wizards and priests.
Yeah, the question is, how do they know the place? Or
Oh,
how does the
they're
dragon know the
a
place?
global spy network. They probably know a little bit more than we do. But that's
As
just
we're
my
walking towards like
yeah. I
an
think we just need to be
animal-shaped cave entrance.
yeah one that's big enough for a dragon to go in and out of. We need to be careful. Just I'm gonna go to the back of the party, stand directly behind Rookfi.
Any chance that this is the oracle? That the dragon is the oracle?
Yeah, could be. Could also be pissed off at us or the Zants.
At us?
I don't know. I
Ever
don't.
do to this dragon?
I'm just saying we need to be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be prepared for dragon. If you've got your protection from energy, get ready.
Alrighty.
Not, yeah. Okay.
I'm leading the front. Shield out.
Leading in the front, I'm gonna go all the way to the back. I'm not gonna stand right behind Rookfi if he's way up at the front.
Okay.
Where are you, Borgar?
You guys, if you want, you can stay in in teleport distance from me, and we can just teleport out of it as soon as we see an ancient dragon trying to attack us.
Sounds like a great idea.
You know what?
We've already beat a dragon.
Anderist, you can ride on Kodiak, right?
Not super comfortable on horses, but I will go near Kodiak. I will
I
walk
still
the
need to buy a saddle, so
yeah, I'll walk
gonna
the
hurt.
side
Oh, it's gonna be warm as fuck.
with my
it's gonna be
hand on
painful.
Kodiak's mane, just to keep Kodiak between me and the dragon breath.
You're gonna be the warmest one of us.
Serious, man.
Huddling
It
up
doesn't even
against a
have to be-
horse.
It doesn't even have to be an old dragon. Even if I succeed my saving throw, I'm fucked. I am going to ready. I know it's a reaction spell, but I'm going to have Bar Step readied. If I see an open dragon mouth, I'm out.
You're going directly inside it.
I like turn around and I kind of growl in your face.
Okay.
Okay, so as you cross the bridge and are about to enter the gaping maw of the cave, you can see those 4 or 5 or 6 columns of ice that I told you they seem like teeth that close the the cave's opening, and you can actually see that these are 6 pillars made of ice, and there's a wraparound bas-relief carved into them. And you can see that they depict scenes that are taken from kind of the giant mythology. So from kind of left to right, you can see a hill giant lifting a rock above its head. So this is one column. The second column is a frost giant chopping down a great pine with a mighty axe. And there's a cloud giant flying among the birds in the sky. The fourth column is a flying storm giant hurling lightning bolts at a ship beneath him. And then there is a stone giant climbing a mountain, and a fire giant with chained dwarfs prisoners in a cavern. Then there is...
We've seen that one.
Yes.
We've been to that one.
Yes. And at the end of the dome, like at the back of the opening, you can see snow covering up all of the interior. The tracks of humans continue into the openings, and then there is a massive stone block that is hanging. So you imagine a corridor, like a massive one, and then there are 2 massive stone blocks that are hanging above your heads, basically, before you enter. And then there are 2 double doors at the far side of the corridor. And the massive stone block, they seem like if they drop, they can squash a dragon. Like splat, pancake it.
Damn.
And the corridor is kind of wide, so it's kind of 20 feet. And long, something like 100 feet. So the end of it is a shroud in darkness.
So it's stone blocks, doorway, and a hallway beyond?
So
I don't understand the hallway part.
you pass the columns that I just described, and then you can see 2 stone blocks kind of hanging above your head. And they hang like at the first 20 feet of a long hallway that ends in doors and darkness.
Are we underneath the stones right now?
No.
Okay.
We'll wait for someone to go through that, but I think you should go through carefully. Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't be in the front because my investigation is bad.
It would be an investigation or a perception check.
So it depends what you like. You can do whatever. Investigation is if you kind of want to be really look at at the walls, look at the snow. Perception is just kind of glancing around. Investigation.
How does investigation work then?
Yeah, I'll try to perceive anything that looks like it might be a trap.
Okay. Just a minute. Let me check something.
10 on my perception.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
I'm going to up that. So that's it's a 12 plus 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a 17. And they used Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, good. So you kind of look up and approach to kind of examine the area. With your role, you do identify some bits of mechanisms that are embedded into the bedrock around you. You believe that these blocks are some sort of a defense mechanism. They can be kind of dropped to block the entrance to this temple. You don't see any sort of control mechanism from where you are, but you do see to the right and to the left of the blocks some slots in the rock, so as if someone can look from the inside of the mountain outside.
The footsteps that came before us, are they walking single file?
More scattered.
And did it look like if you look at their tracks through here, did they just walk through here, or did they like follow a path?
No, they simply walked straight ahead.
Okay.
You know, whoever goes, follow their footprints. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I think I can go. I can go first. I'm going to look for a place where I can try to use the stone to see if as a ring. I mean, the ring that I got, if it's like a key or something like that.
What ring? Sorry.
The ring that I got from the bird.
Okay.
To see if if there's anything that resembles the rune on it or anything like that
Okay.
in the area.
So
I suspect giant construction.
So
not
you.
dwarves.
Oh.
You-
Yeah. All right.
So you take a few steps forward to kind of examine the area, and maybe the ring can help you with that. At this point, you hear a ruffle. So you see someone moving behind those slots, and you hear two kind of muffled tones, like someone is talking to some other one, but the sound isn't like ordinary speech. It was like, and then like someone is trying to say something, the other one is trying to hush him, but in a very rough tone. And you can see something moving behind the slots, observing your area.
I look directly at him, at whoever's in there.
Make a
Close
perception.
How far away is that slot?
What?
How far away is the slot?
Like 10 feet in each direction.
That's really close.
Okay. I'm going to ready a spell for.
Okay.
I forgot the name of that spell. Just a minute. Dimension door, and I'm going to look at that slot and say hello. Do I? Is there? Do I? I probably don't understand what they're saying, but do I understand? Do I identify their language or dialect or something like that?
You actually didn't identify any dialect, and when you say hello, there's suddenly a like kind of dead silence all around you.
I'm gonna bar step into the place on the other side where we think they are.
This is what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what's over there.
You taking someone with you?
No, I can't. I can only take myself. But I'm
Okay.
gonna far step over there. I mean, just obviously to the spot that I can see just on the other side, so that my guys can see me. What do I see?
So you want, let me just understand. If you heard the sounds from the left, you want to kind of teleport to behind.
No, to the left.
Oh, to the left.
Yeah, to wherever the voices are.
Okay. So
Yeah, I guess they're in some sort of hallway that overlooks where we are.
yeah, exactly. Okay. So you
Narrow.
yeah, so you teleport, finding yourself in a square room filled with ice and snow, and you can see two rough-looking humans. They're dirty, long hair, uncombed, like their fur. They're covered with furs, smell like I don't want to say what, and they are standing next to this huge lever. One of them is holding it, and the other one is simply observing through the slot, waiting to see your friends kind of go.
For the big splat.
Yeah.
So does it look like he's holding it, and if he lets go, the rocks are gonna fall?
No, you think that he has to kind of pull it really hard.
So I'm just gonna. So they don't notice me. I'm gonna go.
What was that like? Like this? Okay, so
Yeah.
they turn around in this and they have this surprised expression, and then one of them says "Rashna," and they charge at you.
How big is this room?
It's 15 feet like each wall is 15 feet. Not huge.
Oh, so not big.
No.
So, am I able to go before them?
Yeah, sure. Surprise round.
Yeah, so I'm going to, if I can find it. No, it's a racial feature. I'm gonna use my necrotic shroud. So, transform my eyes into pools of darkness. Black skeletal wings sprout from my back, and they both need to make charisma saving throws or be frightened of me until my next turn.
Okay. So they stop dead in their tracks, and then with high-pitched shrieks, they flee to the east. So the square room that you are in, it has an one opening to the east. It's a long corridor, probably the same size as the corridor that your friends are at, and they simply dash toward that area.
They're running towards my friends?
Like in parallel. So if your friends are in Discord and you are here, they can. Whoa!
So I'll look out the window and go now.
Okay, let's run.
And while they're crossing that, I'm going to go over to the lever and see if there's a way I can disable it.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
And I got a 10.
Okay. With a 10, you don't see an immediate way of doing that, but if you'll invest some more time in it, you can definitely find a way. It's purely mechanical.
No, I'm not going to waste any time on it. So I'll follow them down the hall.
Okay. So they seem to be rushing towards what appears to be a opening that opens into a much larger hall inside the mountain, and they seem to be reaching out to another lever, but they haven't got there yet. And your friends, you can hear them kind of running. I'm assuming Forgar, Keenan, Peleus, and I'm assuming you run after Quarian, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
after Galen, because he's already there, probably.
Okay. So
Him on the ship, isn't he acting weird?
he will come with you. So you all ascend a flight of stairs covered by snow and wiggle through a massive set of two double doors that are slightly open into a hallway that is so large that kind of you suddenly stand in awe. It really reminds you the halls of the fire giant that you visited at Iron Slag, like something magnificent. And inside this room, you can see a couple of statues of giants spread around in a circle surrounding a much larger statue. But these are all inanimate objects. What you do see in this place is a group of 6 rough-looking men and women that charge right at you, bearing like sticks and spears and axes, but all very crude as they rush through you. And then they run at you.
Okay.
So let's all roll initiative.
Quarian's got 16.
16 for Quarian.
10 for Rugby.
Yep.
19.
19 for Anderest.
Peleus 12.
12 for Peleus.
This blanket, man, it's really in the way. Forgar got a 3.
Okay. Good. Let's see. We have 2 groups. So one of them is actually okay. So and the rest.
Right back.
Okay. So the group that is charging Quarian, Forgar, Galen, and the rest of the bunch get to act first. They seem to have heard you running through the corridor. They simply hurl their weapons at you, and it's basically javelins. Just a minute. Come on. Okay. So 6 javelins fly at your direction, and then the last 2 of those warriors will kind of draw their crude axes as they rush forward to tackle you. So 6 javelins. The first one is aimed at Quarian with a 21 to hit.
Hits.
This is 6 points of piercing damage. The second is at Forgar. This is another 21 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Okay, this time it's 8 points of piercing damage. 2 javelins fly to the direction of Brooklyn. One of them is a 3 and the other one is an 8. So you managed to dodge. He actually dodged that because he's not here. Amazing. So these were 4, and then 2 fly at the direction of Peleus. One of them is a natural 20. The other one is a 16.
Yep.
2 hits?
Yep.
Okay, so the natural 20 hits you for 14 points of piercing damage, and then 8 more. Enderist, you get to go now. Your foes haven't reached the lever yet, so they're running toward the lever at the end of the corridor that you are at.
Okay, so I'm going to cast a 2nd level charm person and target both of them. Both need to make Wisdom saving throw, DC 18.
Okay, so both of them fail. They kind of stop and scratch their heads, look around, and then they beat you.
I will use my awakened mind because they don't need to understand my language. They just need to understand a language, and I'll telepathically communicate with them and say, "Please don't pull that lever. I really need your help, friend."
Okay, they kind of look at you. They say something, which is probably like this strange greeting, but you can see that their eyes are full of suspicion. Anything else you want to do?
But they're not pulling the lever.
They're not,
right?
of course not.
I'll use my rest of my round to move towards them.
Okay, Quarian, what do you want to do?
So we have 4 guys in front of us.
It's 6.
6. Sorry. I'll try to thunder wave them. Can I catch like 3-4 guys? 3 of them? 3 or 4 of them?
Even all of them, they kind of run as a group together.
Amazing. So I'll cast it as a 2nd level spell. That would be 3d8 points of damage. I'll need to do which is a Constitution saving throw, DC 18.
Okay, so I'll just roll twice. 18, you say? So they failed, all of them.
Okay, awesome. So they're all thrown 10 feet away from me. They're pushed 10 feet away from me.
Yep.
And I don't remember if they're prone or not, but let's roll damage first. So that's 12 points of damage for every one of them. Yeah, so they're just pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay, so they scatter around this large room, and you can all see the expression of fear in their eyes as you cast this mighty spell and kind of affect everyone. Peleus.
Okay, let's do another one of those. I cast Spike Growth.
I'll be back in a minute.
Right under them. So basically, Spike Growth, there's like thorns and vines and stuff coming out of the ground, and if they move through it, they take damage. 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet they travel, and it's a 20 feet radius.
Amazing. Do they need to make any saving throw, or is it simply an area attack?
No, whenever a creature moves, no saving throw or nothing.
Okay.
It's just when they move and they're inside of the circle.
Okay.
Take,
So they start to shriek as the growth kind of engulfs them and wounds them as they try to get their bearing and get themselves up on their feet. They seem to be kind of in fear of you and your mighty magics. The two people that Andrew is kind of charmed, they approach you and say something in their harsh language, and it seems like they are pointing at the hallway where you can hear their friends shrieking.
Right. So I'll point to my ears and then I'll go and I'll say telepathically to them, I don't understand you, and I'll hold up a piece of charcoal and point to the wall, like draw.
Okay, so one of them takes the chalk and starts to draw something on the wall. Forgar, what do you want to do?
Definitely not start an avalanche. I'm a little concerned about all of the extra loud noises with all of the snow around. But I have no idea what we're doing. Are they like? There's two groups of them, right? Andrus kind of has one of them
Yeah.
talking.
But you can
just
only hear
attacking?
them. The other group is kind of, they charged you, and then two spells kind of hit them, and then they seem disoriented and they look around in fear. Most of them eyeing the exit.
Okay. I have no idea what to do here. They're... I don't know. I guess I shall grab my shiny new sword and charge towards the second group that looks ready to flee. And I think I just want to, like... What?
Yes, Forgar, embrace it.
I was just gonna,
Just spin.
yeah, right? I just want to go in
30
with, like,
heads
an
off.
intimidation and just try to get them to finish on their flee. Just want to
Okay.
charge in, growling, shoot
Yeah,
lightning.
sure. Roll your intimidation check.
Wow, this is... I don't know. That's 14.
Okay, so as you rush forward, waving your hand, the furs kind of unravel around you. They all see you, and then they fall to their knees. Oh gosh, Ulkafa, Ulkafa.
All right.
And then
I speak
Did they fall to their knees
couple
on
of languages.
and then one of them says something in a language that you do understand. He says, worm blood. Worm as in like W-Y.
Yeah.
Worm blood. Worm blood.
I speak
Oh, no.
Draconic and Giants. Is it either of those?
So you think you are able to, when you start talking to them in Draconic, it seems like they understand some of it.
Okay. So they're down on their knees, worshipping me. Tell your friends to stop this and don't collapse the tunnel on us.
They submit and tell you they speak about this being that they revere. They call it Lady of the Black. But you like the word black is not correct here. Like you think that it's their problem of communicating what they want to communicate, but it seems they are here because they were kind of summoned, and indeed they want to destroy this place.
Okay.
And Enderist, as this is going on in the other room, one of your guys has just finished drawing on the wall, and it is the figure of this mighty dragon, kind of commanding people to go in, and then it kind of scratch mark everything to kind of signal that everything needs to be destroyed. You're muted. You are muted. I can't hear you.
So we drew like the dragon in the temple and some people walking into the temple, and then like a big act through the temple.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So I'm gonna take the charcoal. I don't need to draw. Well, I will, just to emphasize. I'll draw like a big person, and I'll say giants ? And I'll point into the temple.
So he points into towards the end of the hallway, where you can hear suddenly the groans and whispers of people who seems to be dropping to their knees and praying or something like that.
I'll say telepathically to them, I'll say, "Come with me."
They
And
will.
I'm going to give my new friend something. Remember I got the Triton General's ID? Is it like a badge? Is it like a tiny piece of metal?
What? Sorry? Not sure I follow.
A long time ago, I got a piece of ID off of a Triton General
Okay.
that identified him as a general in the Triton Army. Is it shiny and metal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that to him as a gift, because I think it's probably. I mean, these guys are like Cro-Magnon, right? Like they're
Yes.
cave people.
Savages. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that to one of them. Ooh. And I'm gonna give I've got that moss that glows in water.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take out a little vial, a little piece of that, and I'm gonna shove it into the water in the vial and cap it, and I'm gonna give that to the other one. So it, like, bubbles and glows.
Okay.
Say, follow me, but stay behind.
They do that. So you all converge in this large, magnificent room. It is basically a 100-foot high vaulted chamber, and frost kind of clings to every surface of this place. There are 7 enormous statues that dominate this magnificent room. Now, the largest of them is an 80-foot tall robed giant, and his hands are kind of outstretched and his face are hidden beneath a stony mask of some sort. He is facing an archway that seems to lead nowhere. It's an archway that is built, but it's kind of sealed shut with a wall that is covered with giant runes. Around him, there are 6 statues of different giants that seems to be kneeling. Each of them is, impressive on its own right, and they depict some sort of a warrior or a representative of each of the types of giants that you are already familiar with: the hailstone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm. Those smaller statues face the giant statues in the center. Their arms are outstretched, and in 5 of the hands of the giants they hold weapons. One of the giants, the frost giant, is unarmed. From this room, there are 2 sets of double doors to the south and to the north.
Is my friend not the room where my friends are?
No, your friends kind of lead you to this room.
Oh, sorry, my like Borgar and
Oh yeah,
them.
they are inside of this room. They just fought like a bunch of more cavemen. Seems to have defeated them, and they all circle Forgar, and they seem to be kind of praying to him.
So okay, so I'll just walk up to the group
I'm stoked.
with my new friends in tow, and charm lasts for an hour, by the way. At which point they know they were charmed, and I will just like kind of like hold my hands up to my friends and say, "I brought friends," and I'll tell the guys behind me that these are my companions. Don't harm them.
Okay.
So nobody should hurt each other now. I assume they drop to their knees when they see Forgar.
Yes.
I help some of them get up. I give them a hand and try to help them out.
They won't budge. They simply look at Forgar and they stay down, groveling at his feet, as if they fear this, a miserable fate that will kind of befell them if they do something that doesn't please their sovereign or god or whatnot.
So I guess I'll tell you guys that, I mean, what I know of these guys, they were sent here by a dragon to destroy the temple.
How many of them? Do we know?
I'll turn and, I mean, Forgar can ask that question, but I guess I'll telepathically ask one of my friends, how many of you came?
So you get a sense that the tribe is basically sending kind of its best, to find a way to bring this temple down. This is probably like the second or third squad sent in.
But it's just this group here. There's no more of them right now that
Yeah.
we're aware of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they see anyone else coming into the temple?
No,
Except us?
but they do point out, and using drawings and sign language, they suggest that in the room up north, there is a monster guarding a huge axe that they tried to lift, but they couldn't. There's some sort of a gigantic worm curled up to the north.
You say worm?
Worm, not as a dragon, like an actual worm.
They draw it out. It's like a long, skinny snake.
And they say that the doors to the south are sealed shut. They couldn't open them.
Okay. So, can we read the runes, the giant runes on the statue? Do they tell any story, anything anything interesting?
Roll your
I speak giant.
Oh, okay. So in this case, if you speak giant, then this is really easy. These are mithril inlaid runes of power that circle the archway, and they signal the following names. One of them is Haug, next is Ski, then Ild, then Va, then Stein, and then Is. And you let me see.
Are these common giant names?
No. You can read the names, but you have no idea what they mean. So all you can say is Haug, Ski, Ild, Va, Stein, Is. But you have no idea what they mean.
And speaking them aloud does nothing?
No, but the runes do glow in some internal power.
Right. this is the room or the door that they couldn't open, right? That
No, this is the archway that leads nowhere. That is
Right.
covered with runes.
there's an
The
archway that leads nowhere, and then there's two doors. One they couldn't open, and
Yes.
one leads to a axe.
exactly.
Archway's super interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we need to go get that axe from that one.
I'm gonna. So I always wear my crown now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna approach the archway with the crown on.
Ooh, interesting. So one of the runes begins to glow. The one that reads "stain."
Yeah. I'm guessing that has to do with earth or stone.
Mm-hmm.
Is there as many runes as there is types of giant?
Yes.
Does Forgar
Okay.
still have the axe? The frost giant axe?
What? Sorry.
Forgar had a frost giant
No.
axe.
It
No,
turned
it's
into it's what turned into the Holy Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I touch that rune and say that word Stein out loud while wearing the crown,
Nothing happens.
so my guess is that there needs to be a representative and or artifact from all of the different giant clans here to open this gate. That's my guess. I don't know.
Did
But
we
it
just
wouldn't-
lose one? Or can
Sorry.
Forgar try walking with his that? Let's see what happens with
I'll
it.
walk up. Any runes glow when I approach the door?
No. As you approach the door, the stone runes kind of fade. As Anders kind of takes a step back, and nothing happens as you approach it.
I mean, I will walk up to the, I guess, wall there and
Mhm.
touch it. I assume it's solid.
Yeah, you touch it. It's
Nothing happens. So yeah, I think this is some sort of communal place where they would come to meet as the, a place where they don't fight.
I have a silver inlaid ivory horn.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's something. Does it
have-
glow when I bring it close?
I also have a comb that I got from the frost giant ship that acts as an amulet proof against detection and location. I've been carrying it for a very long time. What happens if I pull that out?
so the rune is glows.
Okay, there we go.
Interesting.
Yeah. Did we pick up anything when we were in the fire giant castle when we let loose the god upon them?
Don't remember.
Get anything from there?
I don't have anything in my inventory. I would have written it down.
What we grabbed some. The only thing we got was it a potion or something like that we actually used to let loose.
We got the flask with the titan and the fire titan inside it, but
Right.
I don't know if we managed to keep the flask after
Well,
the
I
explosion.
had the flask because I was the one who opened it. That doesn't seem like something I would throw away.
The
What do you
mighty
think?
flask.
Do I still have it?
I think the flask is still I think in your possession, but it was actually made by Draw to capture this titan. It's not a giant artifact.
That's the only thing I've got.
So we have
Nobody
ice.
What's special about the weapons of the giants? Are they connected to them, like part of the statue,
No,
or
it
is
seems
detached?
like they are detachable.
Huh.
What about solar blade? Does that do anything? The
Nope.
sunblade?
Kind of.
Anders, can you try to identify one of the weapons that the giants are holding?
Well, why don't I cast detect magic, and then I'll walk around the room.
Okay.
Glows.
So the 5 weapons, like you have 5 armed giants, and one of them is unarmed. Like the frost giant is unarmed, but
Yeah.
all of their weapons are magical. And they have this aura to them that is divination. Let's say.
similar to the aura that I would pick up on the door.
Yeah.
The archway. Can we remove them? Are they too big for us?
No, you can remove them.
So Forgar and Rookfi, would you guys mind bringing those over here? This archway?
Let's do it.
Yep.
So bring them over one by one.
Yeah.
Alright.
A rune sparks up.
So the runes as a whole kind of light up and begin to kind of glow with inner strength and power. But other than that, nothing happens.
Even with the crown and the comb present as well.
Are all of the runes glowing?
No, the is one doesn't glow.
The frost giant one.
Yeah, because you don't have the weapon of the frost giant.
That's the giant axe, maybe, that they couldn't pick up.
Yep, probably.
Yeah. So I'll ask them. The axe that they couldn't pick up. Does it look like these? Is it one of these?
Gah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. Let's go get it.
That's
Okay.
It's being protected by a giant worm. We've got a worm to kill. Can you ask your new followers, cultists, if they will follow us into battle?
Sure. You guys follow us into battle?
As you ask it, it's like raw.
Perfect.
And Rookby walks up to you and is like, I see you've gotten into building cults. It's pretty fun. I've been doing it for a couple months. It's fish people.
People.
My
Yep.
cult was better. My cultists didn't ever talk back.
Okay. So you go up to the northern doors and open them. To your surprise, the room inside is warm and dry and brightly lit. You can see a couple of not like vases, but let me find the correct word. Like basins, right?
Right. What's in it?
Just liquid.
Fires kind of burning, and it seems like there is a natural gas kind of evaporating through the bottom of the basin, and it's lit up. So this room is actually hot, and you don't have to kind of wear your furs so tightly. But this is a massive room that seems to have been maybe a place to like a big hot tub for giants. It's divided into alcoves, and there is a basin of boiling water and areas in the cave in which natural gas kind of sprouts and then ignites. At the far side of the room, there seemed to be like this massive stone table. On top of it lies a mighty axe that is probably properly sized to the sizes of the statues, and next to it there is a mighty skeleton scattered that seems humanoid but very large.
A mighty what? What do you say? Mighty
Skeleton.
What? Oh, a skeleton. Okay.
Yeah, the stone like the stone table on top of which the axe is laid is stained with blood and grease, and like there are still droplets of blood kind of falling on top of it. As you raise your heads up to see what's going on up there, you can see a gigantic stone alcove, and something there is moving and swirling and moving and swirling, and this is like the hugest it looks like a piece of the wall is kind of moving and into itself, creating all kinds of weird patterns of heat and light in front of you, like this massive snake curls in front of you. It's ginormous, if that's a word.
It is now.
Great word.
Yeah. And as you watch, this thing uncurls in front of you. Let me share it with you, and we'll end the session with that. Ready?
Yes.
Whoops, that was a mistake. So this is what you see. Dun, 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 dun.
Ah, nice.
What the hell?
So this thing kind of uncurls in front of you. It kind of opens up, and his spines kind of glow in like unbearable heat, and its eyes, like the multifaceted eyes, kind of watch you. And the axe is kind of just below it. All you have to do is kind of reach out and
Telekinetically retrieve.
yeah, force retrieve it. So yeah, so this is it, and yeah, we'll roll initiative. I assume next meeting, unless you come up with a real fishy plan of
Just to make sure, they're both on the ground, right? Because you said something, mentioned something about.
So this kind of worm is like 50 feet above it, so it uncurled just above you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to roll a really high animal handling or something.
Yeah.
New companion.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully, I really hope that Morten will be able to join us next time, so we can have this this dance with him. We'll see. 2 weeks time.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Chapter 4 is in front of us. So yeah, we can do this. I'm
Wait,
sure.
how'd we skip 3?
No. Maybe.
Question.
Yeah. Guys, thank you very much. I hope you'll have a nice, relaxing weekend. See you soon.
You too.
You too.
And
Okay.
then we have back to chapter 2 probably.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Bye. Good night.